Hey there, duds. Welcome to your Daily Dose of Duds. Today will be the first day of lesson 11.6a. This is a 4-day lesson. This is a tough one. But I'll take you right through it, baby step you into it. First thing, if you haven't watched 11.6a and done the pause problems in the ticket to the show, go ahead and pause that. Pause and watch it. Please don't upload it yet. I'll have you upload that alongside the pink review, the 2 U-try problems, and the 6 guided problems from this video for your 4 points today. Alrighty, let's get going on the review. I'll slide myself over here, and you can try this problem, and this problem first. And if you still have some time in your 5-minute max on this activity, you can try the 2 challenge problems. Go ahead. Alrighty then. It's a little bit like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. All right, here we go. The area would be 200.96 centimeters squared. The circumference would be 50.24 centimeters. The next one, the regular polygon. Well, if you subtract 2 from 15, you've got 13 times 180 degrees would be 2340. If you take that sum, 2340 divided by 15, you'll get the 156 degree angle because it's a regular polygon. The challenge problem, you should end up with 3 and 23/24. This one's pretty simple. It's a square, so if this side is 4, all sides are 4. So 4 times 4 would give you a total of 16 square centimeters. The triangle, of course, will be half of that. This one is a little tricky. Well, pi r it would give you 6 times 6 times 3.14 would give you the area of the circle. You have to cut it in half to get 56.52. Same thing, d pi, or 12 times 3.14 would give you roughly 36, and that would be the circumference of the entire circle. If you divide that by 2, you would have 18.84, the circumference of half of the circle. All right, today's target, you got to know a couple of words here. You have to know what a composite figure is. Composite figure is a shape made of triangles, quadrilateral, semicircles, or other 2-dimensional shapes. This one is a composite shape. This one is a composite shape. You also have to know what a semicircle is, and I've already used the term once today. So a semicircle is just a half of a circle. And finally, you need to know what irregular shapes are. Irregular shapes are like Lake Dudley. Whatever, there's just some sort of a, shape that doesn't have straight sides on it that you need to determine the area. So over the course of these 4 days, here's what you need to do. The bottom line, number 1, you need to be able to take and find an estimate of irregular shapes. Number 2, you need to find the area of composite shapes like this. And these 2 are exact. This one here, obviously, you're estimating it. Okay, let's get going and take a look, first of all, at Lake Dudley. How would you find the area of this irregular shape here? Go ahead and think about it for a minute. Well, what I would do is, let me just grab something here that you can see, maybe yellow. The first thing, on something like this, I just say, how many of them do I have all together? So there's the counting method. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You really got 5 of them that have just about everything there. And you could count this guy 6. What the heck? We'll count him as 6. And then this would maybe be 7. This would maybe be 8, these ones here. And then maybe all of these guys together might make 9. So I'm going to estimate this one to be about 9, approximately 9. It looks like a weather map. A front is moving in here. Sorry. So you can just count them like that. That's one method you can do. Another method is to just try to take and box some off and look at large rectangles and how many are in there. Go ahead and give this one a shot, would you, and see how you do on this one. This is a pause problem. Give it a shot. Go. All right. Well, here's the way I did it. I saw a fairly large rectangle here, and I know that there's not this isn't included in it, but basically you have this big array of 7 times 5, which give you 35 up here. And so then I'm just thinking that these things here would kind of fill in over here. Okay, and then I took another one down here and I made a box, and I'm like, okay, this one here would kind of fill in there. And then I made a box right here. So I had a box of 35, a box of 6, and a box of 3. And that's a pretty doggone good estimate of that. But I would say if you were within 2 anywhere from 42 to 46 on that, you'd be right in the ballpark. All right, next, looking more at these composite shapes. This guy here, we have to think about how we're going to find this. Well, when I look at this, I see a rectangle and I see a triangle, and that's what we're going to do. So the rectangle is just going to be 7 times 3. So the rectangle would be 21. Now we're going to have to add to that the area of this triangle. So let's look at the triangle. We can figure out that the height of it is 2. We just have to figure out what the base is. Now they love not giving you all the information and making you figure that out. So we can figure out what this base is here, because this line here is 7 centimeters. If this line is 3 and this line is 2, well, that's 5 together, right? So if I take the 7, I subtract the 3 and the 2, I have 2 left over, which means that this down here, this also has to be 2, this line right here. So again, they're famous on these for not giving you all the measurements, but enough information for you to figure out the measurements. Well, if the base is 2 and the height is 2, we can say 2 times 2 is 4. That would be the area of a square. And then when we cut that in half, 4 divided by 2, it gives me 2. So I take the 21 from the rectangle, I add the 2 centimeters from the triangle. 21 plus 2 is 23 centimeters squared. And there's the way we roll. Let's have you try one here. All right, go ahead and see if you can find the area of this L here, this L-shaped pool or sidewalk or whatever it is. Go. Well, this is the way I did it. I found 2 rectangles. This rectangle here is just simply going to be 3 times 8. 3 times 8. This one here, now we have to think about that. If this entire line here is 8, and I'm just going to draw something here. If this entire line here is 8, and this piece is 3, that means that this piece over here would have to be 5. So a lot of kids will take and go do 2 times 8. Well, 2 times 8 would find a rectangle going this direction, and we'd be counting this twice, so we can't do that. You have to find that missing measure. So that's how I got the 2 times 5, which is 10. So here, this one here was 2 times 5, which is 10. And this long one, 3 times 8, which is 24. Add them together, you got 34 centimeters squared. Again, area is always going to be squared. All right, those are the 2 you try problems. So let's go ahead and have you try 6 problems here. Number these in your notebook. And I know they're going to be really simple, but we're going to build on this. Today is the first day, so let's pay attention. Let's get this, and I want you to, by the end of these, I want you to be saying, "Oh, I know how to do that. That's stupid." Great, do it then. Get it right. All right, go ahead and see. Find the area of this rocket or a pencil, whatever you want to call it. All right, let's see. My workout here. All right, well. This is the easiest. This is going to be 4 times 6. That'll be for this rectangle here. But now we've got this triangle. Well, this here is obviously going to be 4, 2, the base of this triangle, because this side is 4, so this side is 4. So we have base times height, which is going to be the 4 times the 2, which is going to be 8. But then I have to take and divide that by 2 because it's only half of it because it's a triangle, which is 4. So if I add the 24 plus the 4 for the triangle, my area is 28 inches squared. All right, that's the way we roll. Number 2, give this one a shot. Oh, wow, you're going to be able to use some of the same information. Yeah, I'm going to do that a lot. It'll be easy. All right, well, we already know some of this stuff. We already know that this is 24. Use the 4 times 6 for that rectangle. And we already figured out this guy here. We knew that 4 times 8, or 4 times 2, we knew that the 4 times 2 would give me 8, but then I have to cut that in half to get the 4. Right? So I've got my 24 here. I've got my 4 for this triangle. And I've got my 4 for that triangle. And if you missed it one more time, here's the base, which is 4. I multiplied it by 2, and that gave me 8. You divide that by 2 to get the area of the triangle, which is 4. So 4 plus 24 plus 4, that's the same as 24 plus 8. That baby is 32. All right, try this one here. Let me see if I can move it down just a touch so you can see that it's a half circle. Go ahead and pause it. Yeah, hadn't thrown it in for a while. Thought I'd make your day. All right, let's see how we did. All right, well, once again, we've got that same rectangle, 4 times 6. So that guy there, I'm going to slide that one over there to make it a little more clear. We've got 24 in that rectangle, but now we've got to find the half circle. Well, if this line is 6 inches, that means that that line is 6 inches. That also means then that this line here, the radius, is going to be 3 inches. So that's how you find the area of this guy here. So you take pi r, here's the 3.14 times the 3 times the 3, because you can't use 6, that's the diameter, you have to pi r it, and you're going to get 28.26. But that's for a whole circle. We have to divide that in half and get 14.13. So if we add the 24 and the 14.13, you'd have a total area of 38.13. One more time, I'm going to go over this circle here. If this line down here is 6, that means this is 6. That's the diameter of the circle. So the radius of the circle is going to be 3. It'll be half of that. So then you pi r it. And those we were good at circles. We did that a couple of days, 3 days last week. 3.14 times 3 times 3. That's pi r. And there's my 28.26 divided by 2. You got the 1413. All right, let's try another one here. Very similar. See if you can do it. There you go. All right. Very similar. Here's my 4 by 6 again. So that rectangle hasn't changed. It's still 4 times 6, which is 24. But now I've got 2 half circles or 1 whole circle. So again, if this is 6 inches, that radius for both of these is 3. So this time I pi r'd it, and I got 28.26, and I didn't cut it in half because I have a half a circle up here, and the other half of the circle is down here. So it's a full circle, 52.56. So if you add those two up, I think I did. Maybe I didn't. I guess I will right now. Oh, I guess I did. If you add the 24 here and you add the 28.26 for the circle, you got 52.26 for the entire area of the shape there. Sorry about that. I grabbed the wrong one. Okay, hang on. All right, I'm back. I had to pause for a second there. All right, similar shape. Now I'm throwing some triangles on here. See how you do. Okay, let's see. Well, I got my 4 times 6. There's my 24 there. Now I got 1 half circle. Again, that's going to be pi rr, and that's this guy right here. It's going to be pi rr up top here. And that's going to give me 28.26, but I got to divide that by 2 because that's only a half a circle. So here's my area of my circle right here is 14.13. So I got my 24, and for the half circle, or for the rectangle, I got my 14.13 for the half circle. Now I got these 2 triangles here. Well, let's think about that. If you were to find the area of the whole thing here, it would be 4 times 4, 4 this way, 4 this way. I can slide that over. Oops. Slide that number over so that makes it a little bit easier for you. This would be 4 times 4, which is 16. And then you divide that in 2. That would give you 8. Same thing on this side. Base is 4. The height is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. You divide that by 2, and you've got 8. So all you have to do is add all these up. 14.13, 2 eighths, and then 24. And I think I did that for you. Here we go. You should have 54.13. All right. I think that was it. Oh no, I skipped one. Ah, here we go. I guess this is going to be number 6. That other one was number 5. Sorry about that. We'll just change this, make this number 6. I had 2 number 5s. There we go, number 6. Go ahead and give this guy a shot right here. All right, well, again, a lot of it's we already know. And that's okay, because we're just getting used to the fact that, hey, this is 6 times 4. That's a rectangle. That's 24. Now we've got to find the half circle. Well, it's pi rr again. And again, the radius is 3. 3.14 times 3 times 3 is 28.26. Divide that by 2. You've got 14.13 for that half circle. Now you've got this triangle down here. Well, 6 times 6 is 36. That's going to give me the area of the entire square, though. And we don't want the entire square. We want half of that. So when you divide that by 2, we should have 18. So 18 would be the area of that triangle. We'll add up 14.13, 24, and 18. I think I already did that for you down here. There we go. 56.13 or 56.13. And that would be inches squared. What do you think? It's not that tough, is it? All right, well, that's the end of day 1. So thank you for listening. Make sure you upload the work for these problems along with your video work and the 2 U-Try problems for your credit for today's lesson. Thanks.